Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie, and today I have an organization video. And I have a bunch of these sticker books that I have accumulated over the years. If you've been watching my Finish It February series, I used quite a few of these for my Project Life from 2017. And I realized that for me they don't function very well as a pad. So for instance, there's images which I would use differently than I would use the hearts and stars and all that kind of stuff. And some of these are very planner oriented. I'm not really into the planner thing. It doesn't mean I can't use them. I just need them to be in a little bit of a different order. So I think what I am going to do is pull these apart and sort them by type, and then we'll see if we can come up with a better way of storing them. I suspect what will end up happening is it'll be some sort of bin or something where they're all loose and I can just quickly flip through. That's my thought. So let me get sorting these and I will be back to let you know what I came up with. As always, when you start to organize, one thing leads to another and the project expands. So I sorted all those books into this bin here. It's just a fridge bin, and I made my own dividers. They're it's just thin cardstock with a tab, and I have different categories which I call sentiments. These are ones that I would use for cards, small words, blocked quotes, so meaning things that are like framed in, as opposed, well, not framed in, blocked quotes, which are ones that are kind of blocky or in a circle, versus framed quotes, which, you know, have like a frame around them. And then I just have general quotes with no words, and they could be sentiments too, but mostly I think of them as quotes. And then there's florals, and then icons. So this is anything really that doesn't fit in under anything else. Framed icons, so these would be like squares, stuff like that, shapes, circles, that kind of thing. And then I've got blocks. So these are the ones that you would normally use with your Happy Planner and fill in dates, but I use them just as layering pieces. Tabs and labels, so all in here. And then I've got strips. So these are those like almost washi strips. I had a couple with alphas. Calendar, so anything that has like a calendar reference to it, so like days of the week, that kind of thing. And then I've got basic icons. This is where I would keep hearts, stars, arrows, yeah, basically heart, stars, arrows, those things which I use for everything. And then some are just outright planner oriented. I could still use them sometimes in some of my scrapbooking, but I just put them separate just because there's something I'm not going to reference a ton. And then I had a bunch of workout themed stickers. So when I put this in the box, it was still quite empty. So I thought, well, what else can I put in here? So what I'm going to do is go through my embellishment bin and pull out all the flat items. So this is going to be what I consider my flat stickers, and then of course anything that's puffy or a little bit of lump and bump to it is going to remain in this bin that I got from IKEA. So I just wanted to let you know on the update for that. So I'm going to go through it, push this in and move this in. I'll touch base with you and see if anything else comes up at that point. Okay, so as I mentioned, one thing leads to another, and now I'm organizing my embellishment bin. So I have some loose acrylics and wood veneer and stuff in this bin. I'm not going to change that, as well as these inflatable puffy ephemera. Keep those there. Same with these frames, large die cut hearts and some feathers, and that's pretty much all in there, which is okay. These ones back here, I have some enamel charms, which I'm just going to keep at the front. And then I've got my basic icon puffies. Most of these are puffy. There might be some cork and stuff in here, but mostly they're puffy. And then this here are all my enamel dots, plus what's on the table. And then I've got like wood veneer, or not wood veneer, wood buttons, puffy, non-basic shapes, some enamel, and all my small chipboard. You know, like the stuff from Studio Calico or Ali Edwards. And I just kind of have those grouped by type. and then sorted by size. I don't know if I like that so much or if I should sort it just by size, but it's not that big of a bin, so I'm not going to worry about it. But what I am going to do is I am going to change the way that I'm storing my enamel dots. So if you can see here, this only takes up about 2/3 of the bin, and I'd like to maximize this. And I've got all sorts. So what I did before was I added them onto cards so that they would all be somewhat standardized. And I think what I want to do now is come up with a card that's the full width of this and then sort these by color. So that is what I'm going to do for this project. And then we'll call this little, you know, sticker / embellishment organization done for the day. I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm all done. It took me a little bit of time, but I am super pleased with the results. I ended up going with a 4 1/4 by 5.5 card just so I wouldn't waste cardstock. It fits perfectly in here, and this is everything. So all those packages I had, this is it. I have extra room. It's probably only half full, whereas before I was like practically bursting at the seams. So now it's sorted in rainbow order, so it should be very easy for me to find a color that I'm looking for when I'm scrapbooking, which I am thrilled with. Sometimes it's good to have a little side project from the one that you intended. Okay, back to that one. Okay, so this is how the bin looks, a little bit fuller. I'm just going to kind of keep it at an angle just because it's easier to flip through that way. I did have one that is a little bit larger than the dividers. Not a ton. I could trim off the edge, and I might just do that yet just so that it tucks in and looks neat and orderly. So the bin will need a label at some point. Yeah. I'm really happy with how this works. I think this will work out much better than having everything in separate books and having to flip through them all the time. Let me know below how you guys keep track of things like sticker books. Do you break them up? Do you leave them together? Pros, cons, all that kind of stuff. Weigh in below. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, happy crafting.